Hello, hello, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. So, yeah, Bitcoin fell like a rock. This little candle here for the 25th had a high at 27.75 all the way down to a low at 24.50. But everything's looking alright, actually. I'm blaming it on the Bitcoin Cash. Uh, I'm a little, I'm reserving judgment about it. Because I'll say I was spending a lot of time on Reddit today, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it seems like there's a lot of people in there that are supportive of some of the stuff that BCC is doing, so I don't know. We'll see. Um, for those of you who are interested in the Bitcoin Cash fork, you need to make sure that you have your Bitcoins stored somewhere where you own the keys to them. That means not on an exchange, traders. If you want your Bitcoin Cash, don't expect the exchanges to give it to you. You need to make sure you own the keys to any wallet that you have your Bitcoin stored on, if you do indeed want to take advantage of that whole mess. But anyways, let's talk about the charts. Got here on the daily chart, had this nice little flag pattern forming up here, which we broke down through there on that big candle I was just talking about. As you can see, we've got a bearish bearish trend line formed here. It's going to act as resistance for Bitcoin today. Looks like it measures up right here with this rectangle that I've drawn. So I'm expecting, if we do get any kind of rally today, it should stop out there around 26.63. That was kind of where I would say the high for today's trading would be, if we even go that high. One thing that's worth noting is we've got these two long wicks here on the 25th and the 26th. Those are beautiful. You'll notice that both of these days, despite trading below here and here, we still closed above the 38.2, which is what I highlighted there. It's suggesting that that Fibonacci retracement level, which I drew from the low here to the high here, should be holding here, at least in the short term. What I would be expecting is some kind of rally up in the next couple of days to test this line here. That's going to be kind of I don't know how to call it. If we do get through this trend line, that's going to clear us for likely another test of this high. However, if we do not clear this trend line, I'd say we are more likely to come down and test this support area here. So what I don't want to see is a close beneath the 38.2 here. And if we do get a close below there, it cannot be much lower than this support line here at 24.97. The 38.2 retracement I'm referring to is sitting here at right about 25.14. So we need to stay above that in order for Bitcoin to be to continue to be a bullish scenario. Looking this on the weekly, that 25.14 level, that's the 38.2% retracement of the last move. That's actually a very important level. Reason being is if you pull up our indicator here with the numbers, in order for this 2 to stay green, it has to close above 4 candles back. 1, 2, 3, 4 is this candle here. The close of this candle is 2504.37. Bitcoin needs to close this week above 20 what is it? 2504.37. So call it $2,504. That's what we need to close above in order for Bitcoin to remain in bullish territory. If we close beneath that, that's going to make this a red 1, which is a price flip indicating that we do not have a long trade, at least on the weekly, forming at this particular moment, according to this particular indicator. Keeping in mind we still have quite a bit of week left in this candle. The next candle, it doesn't start until the 31st. Being that today is the 26th, we've still got a little bit of time for this candle to close up. So, keeping that in mind, when we look back here on the daily chart, this 2500 level becomes crucial support. So what we need to see in order for Bitcoin to be a bullish trade is we need to see break through this trend line in the next few days. Now, I would imagine that, with the weekly chart, we've only got we've got what is it? 1, 2, 3 more candles, including or not including today's candle, which just started really. So 4 candles that we have that we're looking to see where they close at. Ideally, what I'd like to see is I'd like to see this countdown come down to a 9. While still hold. Well, I'm not sure if it'll be able to hold the support here or not. But if we can remain above 2500 and count down to a 9, which I don't know because we'd have to close beneath this candle at some point. Which, yeah, 2524 is the close of this candle, so, we could theoretically count down to a 9 and still stay above 2500 here. So, I mean, if that happens, that'd be a really bullish looking situation. But that's projecting 3 or 4 days into the future here. So let's focus on the short term here. We need to see a rally up to this trend line. I'm sure it's probably going to hold for another day or two, which means we'll probably get a correction back down. But like I said, what we're looking for is by the 30th, by the close of the close of the candle on the 30th, we need to stay above 2504. So Bitcoin's looking, in my opinion, I wouldn't be long or short on Bitcoin. I'd be waiting until I have further confirmation of what's going to happen, because we could very well get a retracement and a test back down here to this support level, down here at 2384. So I mean, it could go both ways, guys. Both ways. Anyways, here's my Bitcoin, Ethereum. As I've been saying for weeks now, Ethereum is still bearish, at least on a long-term scenario. I did want to note that we did pop up a 13 buy candle. The code on this, whoever wrote this script didn't write it correctly, because it's not properly counting this. It's not counting down these candles correctly. So I went ahead and did it manually, and this is a 13 buy candle. So what we want to see is we've got a 9 here, or call it what you want. You got your first 9 here, which started the 13 to here, and then we're looking for another 9, because that would be a 9-13-9. That would be a really beautiful setup for an Ethereum trade. But as you can see by the little arrows that I've drawn here, I'm expecting Ethereum to dip into this support rectangle. It just doesn't have any kind of bullish sentiment to hold it up right now. I mean, we had this little test up here, and it immediately fell right back down. I mean, this day closed all the way down here, and then the following day closed all the way down here. So, I mean, it's there's nothing positive on this chart. There's nothing positive on this chart. So I am waiting. I continue to wait for the day that Ethereum makes another leg up. I think it may be a little bit longer, guys. Litecoin. I said that real enthusiastically. I do like Litecoin. I haven't liked it over the past few days, though, man. Look at this. Anyways, we fell down into this support rectangle here. And it's held up very nicely, both in the last time that we came down to test it and this time as well. It also acted as a strong support here during this major rally up. Dipped down into there, closed above it, dipped down into there, closed above it, dipped down into there, closed above it. So as you can see, this tends to be a stronger support area. As you can see, once it turned into price resistance, as we came up here to test it, ran right back down, and now it's acting as support. So I'd say this is a pretty strong area of support. We also have this longer term trend line forming here from the bottom of this move. So I mean, Litecoin's in a good place. I'd say if you're looking for a trade to play out over the next couple of weeks here, we should see a bounce in Litecoin. What I would be expecting is something in the next, I mean, probably the next couple of days. We should see something along. I'd like to see it. See, what we need to do is get out of this trend line for real, this red one. But I think we got a good chance of doing that here. And that should take us at least up somewhere into this red line, this red rectangle, so we can test this for a third time. And what I'm looking for, you know, a little bit on the longer term scale, it was unfortunate that the support didn't hold here and it broke down. But this is going to be a strong support level for Litecoin here soon. Once we can get through that, this is basically going to be the new bottom for Litecoin. So yeah, as far as long term goes, I still think the Litecoin is a great pick. Um, you know, at least for the next few months. Ripple continues to look bearish. Continues to look bearish. We haven't seen really anything positive here in forever, at least that long. I think before the dinosaurs went extinct, Ripple was in a pretty good spot. I don't know, I can't remember how long it's been, but as you can see, we're down here in this. If you really zoom this thing out, you can see where the support's coming from. This is actually the top of the last bubble, and that's basically what we're sitting on now. So, I mean, it's sitting on a great spot. I mean, whenever we get one of these huge runs up, and it comes back down to sit on a prior bubble support level, generally we can be pretty certain, as certain as we can be in trading, that that we're close to the bottom. And if you notice the way Ripple's been acting, um, we got this, we got this wick down all the way actually beneath the support, and it came right back up and closed with this huge bottom wick. Same thing here. Got this huge wick, and while it's come down, um, it's come down to really feel out these support levels. But every time we get a wick down beneath this rectangle, it tends to hold. It's my projection that Ripple, as far as long term goes, Ripple is a buy underneath, underneath 6,400. If you're looking for a real long term hold, um, I don't know how I feel about the long term prospects of Ripple, so you know. I couldn't tell you if I'd be willing to hold it for multiple years. But as far as looking to catch the next bull run up, it certainly looks to be a buy right around here at 6,500. So yeah, I mean, I could certainly see this support level, and finally, if this one does give way, we do have another one holding here at 5,500, the top of this little bubble. So I mean, let's just hope it stays above there, and I really do think it will. So I mean, you know, we should be getting there. This is certainly a prime spot to pick up some Ripple if it is something that you'd like to have in your portfolio. Ethereum Classic. You'll notice I've got all these red arrows here. I don't know if it's gonna. I think I got a little overzealous when I drew these, but um, it's not looking positive um, for Ethereum Classic at the moment. I mean, it's like we made this double bottom here, which then came down to break, and now we made a double bottom here, which is probably going to come down and break. Test this next level here. That's probably a good call. And it's probably going to work its way down. I don't know if it's going to get all the way down there, but I would certainly expect at least to where this arrow goes, right there to the 61.8. And we could very well see further correction into this support rectangle here. And I don't know about that one. We'll get a bounce eventually. Maybe it'll be there. Who knows? But yeah. So Ethereum Classic not looking strong right now. At least that's my opinion. Dash, we've had a strong few days for Dash. These last few candles, though, are looking real iffy, at least for the next few days. We got this huge wick here, another wick there, this doji candle, and depending on what happens today, looks like we're trading right around the open currently. I don't expect that to remain this way all day, but where we should be going for Dash, let me go ahead and pull out my red. And what I would be expecting over the next couple of days is a correction back down to test this green trend line. So I'm looking for Dash, be a good pickup right around 72.54. Currently trading at 76.60. So I'm looking for about another 130 points off of that, 130 micro bits. Yeah, but Dash been looking great, man. For real. As you can see, we're in this beautiful uptrend. Not a whole lot of currencies can say that, at least for the past few months. So I mean, Dash and Litecoin have really kind of held their own despite what's happened with Bitcoin over the past few months. I mean, the top for Bitcoin was here on the 12th of June. And I mean, as you can see, this was just kind of the beginning of the rally for Dash. So interesting to see that Dash has been able to hold itself up, whereas you can look at something like Ethereum and see that it's become tied to Bitcoin. Um, on that topic, yeah. Oh wow, Dash and Litecoin actually look very similar. Um, yeah, you can see here the 12th of June was Bitcoin's top, and Litecoin has just gone to go back up here to test the all-time high, whereas Bitcoin has retraced during most of this time. Yeah, if you look at Litecoin and Dash, they actually look remarkably similar. You got a couple of these tests up here, and we're working to get out of this resistance zone up here on both of the charts. Dash and Litecoin are both looking good for week to month trades, for the longer term swing trading. I mean, they're in just that's prime positions. Um, Monero, obviously, we had that huge day yesterday. Just about everything else was in the red, and Monero found this huge candle up. But unfortunately, we're still trading downwards in this triangle. Let me see if I can kind of draw this for you a little bit, because I can see it. Not super great, but yeah, it's almost that Ganfan line there on the top, that black one. Yeah, call it something like that. So as you can see, Monero's working its way down in this, it's almost, you could say there's a triangle pattern here. Make this green right here at the bottom. So yeah, it's going sideways for a while, definitely for a while. Let me pull it up on a weekly just to see what that looks like. See if there might be something there that clue us into where this thing's going. Looks to me to be sideways, but well, we do have this trend line here. This is actually nice. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take that back. Well, you see on the daily chart though, like we could go sideways for a little while, and then I mean, it's like I was saying, this Ganfan line, this 8-to-1 here, uh, this is acting as a pretty solid little support resistance area, and then we've got the others. It's funny how these things work. These Ganfans are beautiful. You notice how it found support. The wicks just went down to tap this line, and then here, we've got it acts like a reversal line. So you can see we found support off of it here, and then we're also working on this longer term trend, which has now been confirmed with this candle here. So what I'm looking for, I mean, we do have a symmetrical triangle pattern here, which could break either way, could break up or could break down. But I mean, if you believe in Monero the way that I do, I would say that that's more likely to be up. But I mean, shoot, I'm just kind of speculating there. Um, but it could go either way. I mean, we've got this. Let me pull out a triangle just to highlight it for you. This right here is what concerns me a little bit. Yeah, just like that. See, what we need, what I think is most likely, what will really confirm this for me is I want to see convincing break out of this triangle, and we need to see it close. We need to see a weekly close above this triangle. If we can do that, Monero is set to fly. Fly. And the last one I wanted to touch on was Steem. Been talking about this for the past few days, and I wanted to bring it up because I was remarkably accurate, at least over the past few days on this one. Um, as I indicated in my video a few days ago, we were to get this arrow down to here once we bounced off of this trend line. As you can see, we're working our way down into this nice little reload zone down here. So what we should see is maybe another day. I'd be interested to see how this day closes. Let me pull up the end of the numbers here. Yeah, we're working on a red 3, which is not a positive sign, but we did get this 1 to 8 here, and then it came down to do that. So what we should see is another attempt. The market should try to do another one of these green 9 counts again. What we would need to see, at least from this indicator standpoint, we need to see a close. Yeah, it's not going to happen today. We would need to see a close above 1, 2, 3, 4, close above 58,340, and we're still down at 49. See, I don't see it making that kind of move today. We have to close up here. So I'm going to say that this is most certainly going to be a red 3. We'll open tomorrow, and that will close and likely be a red 4 as well, unless we can close above this at 55,000. So yeah, we're going to get a 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback, and then we should start another 9 count here. Not tomorrow's, or I guess not the candle for the 28th, but the candle for the 29th. That should be our first green, our green 1. We should be looking for it around here. So I'm gonna say hold off on Steam, at least for next few days, and we should be able to catch the next big breakout from this trend line, which is what I've been waiting for. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it all off there. For those of y'all who have reached out about my mentoring, my consulting services, thanks a lot. Just kind of wanted to make it a little bit easier for you. I've changed my fee structure. I'm just leaving it at a flat 20 bucks an hour. You can pay me in Litecoin or Bitcoin. And yeah, we can talk about how to trade, how to read these charts. We can do it as more of an educational session where I can, teach you what's inside this head, how to read these, or we can go about it as more of a investment advisory, where we can just discuss your portfolio, what your long-term targets are, what you're interested in, and maybe just if you have any questions about what my opinions are on fundamentals about certain different coins, I'd love to discuss all that with y'all as well. So, for my consulting clients, thanks for reaching out. Um, as always, I'm accepting donations in Bitcoin and Litecoin. Please, please, please help me out. Just, a broke, starving trader over here. But, anyways, guys, if you like what I'm doing, please, please, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe to the channel. I try to post these at least a few times a week. I know I've been gone for a few days. I apologize, but I'll try to be better. And with all that being said, guys, I appreciate your support and all your love. And good luck, guys.